Hello, 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 hello. I'm finally on here again and wanted to go ahead and get my channel started. There are some things I want to add to my channel as far as, doing a banner and things like that. But I just needed to go ahead and get it started. So I am Nikki, and this channel is Much Ado About Making. So I wanted to say welcome to everybody. And what this channel pretty much is going to be about is just a platform where people can discuss, debate, friendly debate, as well as some how-to videos, some motivational singing for me, or just music, and just kind of just a really, open base for kind of anything and topics and discussions. So this is the channel, and welcome everybody. So I wanted to start off today with at least, we'll start with a small discussion. And this discussion is basically going to be about imprisoned by perfection. And I'm just speaking off of things that I think about daily, things I wish I could share with people. So here I am sharing it with you guys. And when I say imprisoned by perfection, I mean where you've been having to live in a box. So when I say live in a box, live in the parameters of whatever you think or deem as perfect, or goes with societal norms and things like that. So if that is, being a professional, what those parameters do to you. If that means, of course, being married and what those parameters do. If that means being, as we say, spiritual or Christian or spiritual, or any other religious base, but just being in the parameters of what is expected of you. And I feel like the reason why I say imprisoned by perfection is that for me and my thought process, I just feel like you're going to veer and you're going to come back to your truest self, to your truest nature. So if there are things that are in you that you haven't been able to do or fulfill, you're going to begin to feel suffocated. So if you're trying to fit into, let's go with marriage, if you're trying to fit in the parameters of what you think a marriage should be, or a Christian marriage and things like that, but you have not really ironed out the details of who you are and what makes you turn and what makes you happy and what makes you, you're going to go back to that. So if it's things that you haven't done, I say do them before you get married. So I don't knock anybody who's got married young. I do feel like you're going to see things about yourself. Ideals will change because what you want at 18 or 19 or 20 is not what you want at 35 or 38. So I would just say consider those things, because you will, not you might, you will come at a crossroads with yourself of, wow, I haven't done this or I haven't fulfilled this, and I've been being in someone's box. And eventually you're going to come out of that box, and prayerfully, if, for example, you're married, you're not getting divorced or, different things. So that goes to infidelity, so if you haven't done those things and you've been in parameters of perfection and doing things right and being perfect, that's great, but it's not, because you're going to, again, come back to those roots. You're going to try things, you're going to do things, and you're not going to be perfect, and you're not going to meet the societal norms. So I feel like if you begin to be true to yourself now, you ain't got to worry about that. And people say, oh, I don't worry about what people think, but a lot of society does worry about what people think. And that's why we do what we do. And that's why we have to be in these societal norms. Well, some people choose to be and have to be. I march my own drum. But, and I'm not just saying go against the grain at all costs, but live your truest life. Live your truest, be your truest self. And that means embracing who you are, good, bad, and ugly, and indifferent. Nobody can tell you how to be you. So, for example, one of the things I always say is, no one can tell Nikki how to be Nikki. And so even with parameters, I've come from a Christian upbringing with some Christian schools and, church school and all that. And I feel like one of the things I see in my community a lot is, most churches try to make you, a friend of mine told me, try to make you be God. So while the whole time God is trying to make you be human. And when I say the church tries to make you be God, is you can't do this, you gotta do this, gotta fly right, can't tilt left, can't tilt right, can't, and those of you who are, religious and everything, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's so many rules and so many parameters and things like that, and you can't even begin to hardly understand who you are and what you like. And if it doesn't match up with those standards, then you're going to hell. And I'm starting to come away from that. I don't believe that. So again, if you're trying to be perfect, which of course, it's cliche to say that with the, Christian community, because, we are not perfect, but of course we're always going to push you to try to be. And with that, again, I've seen people who have, tried to walk in the shoes and, excuse my language, damn near be God, and push away certain friends and, certain lifestyles and things like that to walk in this perfection. That is really unattainable, because who is perfect? And when you can show me who's perfect, then I'll show you their flaws. So, nobody's perfect. And when you begin to try to walk into a context of what somebody else is feeding you to believe, and I feel like it's somebody's ideology of what you should be. And we can go into that later. That's more about spiritual things, as far as what the Bible and things like that, and honestly the origination of all of that. So I feel like you're trying to live in somebody else's context of who you should be and not live as who you are. So again, your truest nature will rise to the surface, and things that you try to do and try to box yourself into will, like I said, begin to suffocate you, and you will come out of that box, or you will die miserable. It's just that simple. You're either going to finally just say, you know what, I got to be me, or I got to live the way I need to live. And God is loving. God is love. Absolutely He is. So you can get through it. You can get through it, and you'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better at the core of who you are, because you're not living to anybody else's potential of you. And of course, there'll be naysayers. There always are. So that's that. Of course, like I said, fitting into the marriage box, fitting into the religious box. The other box that a lot of people try to fit into is the work or political, or like I always say PC. So when you hear me say PC, I'm basically saying politically correct. People try to fit into that box. Again, you're trying to fit in a box that is not designed for you. So just by our economy in general, it's set up for the key players, the ones who want you to do what they need you to do for them. So for example, with Western civilization, here in our culture, it's get up, go to work, have 2.5 kids, and retire. if you ask yourself, was that really your dream, or was it put there by brainwash, or was it put there by somebody else's ideology of what they need you to do for them? So what Western civilization wants is they want you to help steer and push forward the government. So if they want you to help steer and push forward the government, they have to give you an ideology of what that looks like. And that means working all of your life, 9 times out of 10, doing a job you really don't want to do, but you feel that you have to do, in order to, and if you don't match that standard of what that looks like for Western civilization, then, oh, you're like me, free-spirited, crazy, liberal, left, all the way to the left, all kinds of names. But you're also miserable, because you're not living your truest life and your truest self. Who said that you can't, do these things, or you don't have to win the lottery to live the way you want to live. So this is the first discussion. I definitely want to get feedback on it. And, so moving on to the next video, I'm going to try to post once every week. So moving on to the next video, I'll definitely give my feedback. And I'll try to do some live. So I'll try to do some YouTube live, so I can have, open feedback right then and there. We can, chat back and forth. But this is, the first video, and I can respond to comments and things like that. I am excited to hear what you all have to say about this. And like I said, I'm open to debate. I don't think anybody else's opinion is less than mine. And I'm open to hearing and learning. And I hope you are too. Like I said, one thing I will not tolerate is disrespect and the mean, rude comments. So I will delete them and I will X you out. All right. Bye. Bye.